Look into the eyes of the people that you love. Not me. What? Just listening.
Well,
What the fuck was that? That was awesome.
welcome to the escape. Take two. Use take two.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had some technical difficulties, so we're trying it again, folks. So, my name is Nick.
And I'm Adam.
Welcome.
I
back.
couldn't hear any of that. I had no sound, but
Oh,
whatever.
sorry. Well, it was hilarious. So
that's okay, but it looked great.
So, all right. So Thor finally has a trailer. We're going to talk a little bit of Moon Knight. We're going to talk a lot of DC tonight. There's a lot of between the Warner Brothers merger stuff, DC movies, DC TV, DC everything. It's a bit of a mess, so we're going to get into it. Plus, we're going to talk some of the comics that we're reading, and plus whatever we're watching. So, Adam, what do you think of the Thor trailer, Love and Thunder?
First of all, costumes look great.
Right.
I will say that. And I'm okay with Lady Thor because it's not Thor that was Thor was a lady the whole time. You know what I mean? Like they didn't try that. So that's why
on the inside he was.
It was Jane Foster, two different people. That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, and then I had a lot of fun with the. Here we go. I had a lot of fun with this trailer. I was excited. I wanted to see the movie, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm kind of a jerk, you know. This is literally what I'm thinking when I'm watching it. When I was done watching it, I'm like, I just want to go in and I want to have fun. It's why I liked Morbius, you know. And then I remembered they're doing Gore the God Butcher, and I remembered how much that storyline like means to me as a fan. Right. And then I was like, and it sucked all the fun out of the room, and that's my take. What do you want me to say? Like now I'm just it is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, and it's and this is where I've gotten to. I've just had to get to with just the MCU in general, where it's like this is not the comic book. This is not comic book characters. These are the movie characters. So,
sure,
if you want the comic book version of Thor, you're gonna have to go grab a book. But and in all fairness, because Chris Hemsworth's taken this character on his own, he's put his spin on it, his take on it, his blood, sweat, and tears. He gets in ridiculous shape to do these movies. Hey, Danny, we see you. Thank you, sir. I know.
Hey there, Danny.
Technical difficulties. Danny knows. But yeah, Chris Hemsworth, and now obviously it's a continuation from Ragnarok. Yeah, that's a completely different Thor. I'm not excited about this Thor or even this movie, but it's just one of those. Yeah, if you did not like Ragnarok, you're probably going to hate this movie. And someone like Adam, who actually sat down and read the God Killer thing, or
God Butcher, God
Butcher, yeah,
all that shit.
Yeah, you're probably be disappointed. So, that's kind of what the MCU has become. It's if you read all these comic books, and then you see them shoehorn it into an hour and 2.5 hours, or even 2 movies, it's like, well, shit, man. It's like that's.
Some of them they hit. I'm not going to discredit it completely. And again, like I really feel alone in like Marvel hating, except for you.
You're not alone.
But
we're gonna get into it later. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, good. But so it's not all bad. It isn't all bad.
No.
But
and I don't want to be like, oh, I hate everything, because I've been very entertained over the last 15 years. So
I think the space stuff though is kind of bullshit.
Well, and that's where, because we're gonna get into Moon Knight later, and that's where I start to get irritated, because you take such a divergent path from what is the comic book character, and I realize like you can switch lanes a little bit, but when you're on a completely different freeway now, like you're like, this ain't the comics now. This is not the comic book character anymore. And that's where I get frustrated.
Okay, so which one are we talking about now, Thor or Moon Knight?
A little bit of both, but yeah.
All right.
or even, like you said, you called all the, the space stuff bullshit, because that's not really the comics. Those aren't really the comic book characters anymore. They're completely separate entities. They just happen to share the same name and kind of look similar.
You know what it is? Like, it's tongue in cheek. It's all tongue in cheek.
Well, and that's always been a complaint for Marvel, where it's always been like, so it's such a dichotomy from, Batman, because Batman was too dark. The Batman was too dark. And then, but Marvel, they're always going to ham it up on some level where it's like, oh, we have to stick a joke in here. Like, I stole that part from, the trailer at the beginning, where it's like, oh, I see a thing's 11. And you see Thor just kind of slowly moving in. You're like, what the hell is that? like that's like, I'm just like, oh God, like we're this close to complete slapstick. So
yeah, well, if you want to see something cool though, the Thor: Love and Thunder action figures have been released, and
yeah, I wanted to bring that up. So yeah, well, you keep
did
going.
you see the
I'm
Thor and the final version of Thor, where he's got like that helmet with a mask and all that shit? That thing was harsh, dude. It looks great. Looks great. Might be worth the price of admission alone. And again, let me tell you guys something at home. I like Taika Waititi, So
yeah, we've said that before. We're fans, but
so I'm left with this. This is what I'm left with. Some part of the population I'm going to give away my secret identity here in a minute. Some part of the population. Acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. When I am disturbed because I can't accept some person, place, or thing in my life. Anyways, that being said, do I just accept this take on Thor, which isn't totally a shit movie? You know what I'm saying? It's not a shit movie.
Yeah, I'm with you.
If you look at it from the perspective of, this just came out and maybe the 9-year-old in me would like it or whatever, which, I just kind of throw that all to the wind and then go in that way. Then I'm, maybe I can be a fan. So
Well,
and just accept that this is.
And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, you almost kind of got to just say, all right, this is a completely separate thing. So it's okay to like it. You don't have to love it, but
yeah,
if you think you're picking up or if you're going to watch a comic book in action, no, you're not.
But what's hard for me is those jokes that, to me, some of the jokes don't land. They just don't land. So we'll see.
But that's Marvel in general. They always going to stick a joke in there, and you're like, this is not the time.
Right. It's always a delayed joke too. It's like one of those blah 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 blah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it's clever. No, you're not. Not clever.
Yeah. So.
All right. So there. Yeah.
This thing. Look at this thing. Doesn't look anything like Gore, but
yeah,
hey, it looks like Christian Bale.
Yeah, it certainly does. Whether that's a good thing or not, but is that
that's
that
the
final form? Okay.
Yeah, it's got a specific name. The one you saw with like the leather coat, it's like Ravager Thor, but this one is called something I can't remember. Damn. They call Lady Thor the Mighty Thor.
I love that post.
Yeah. I mean, that looks fucking sweet.
So this is just got, Yeah, Hasbro Marvel Legends series Thor, Love and Thunder Thor. That's Love and Thunder Thor. There you go.
No, it wasn't called Love and Thunder Thor.
I disagree. It's what it says. And then here we have
I saw the box.
I saw the toy.
It was on the Floosh. If you ever guys watch the Floosh.
Right. And here's our King Valkyrie. Had to do that. Thanks, guys.
Right.
Good looking figure. Doesn't exactly look like her, but also, God, look, that is not. I don't like that Star-Lord, that's for sure.
I don't either, but you know what I noticed when I looked at that? I was like, grifter coat.
Hey. Yeah.
I mean, it's 6-inch scale, but maybe.
Hey.
Just in case.
Is that the scale with the Mjolnir there? Like, because that looks gigantic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it should, though. She's got another head, though, where there it is.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you the truth, I'm gonna buy these. No, I'm not. I can't collect Marvel Legends. What the fuck, Adam?
Ooh,
I can't. I want to.
Oh, damn it. Come on. $132 Hasbro. This is why I wanted to get into some of the toy stuff later, because Hasbro, there was like almost an overnight price hike. And I wanted to get into that later, but I'm like, see, that's awesome, but $132.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Golly, and I need one. I need a hammer. I need one. But also, like, they got a sweet Stormbreaker too. Here's your pops. You can get some pops.
I don't collect pops.
I thought you were going crazy.
Not for pops.
Oh, okay.
No, I was upset because I wanted to collect the Marvel Legends, but man, I just can't afford it.
See, if you could do that pose, hold on. Does he have He's got Stormbreaker. Right? He's got to have Stormbreaker.
What, in the movie? Yeah, she's got Milner.
Yeah, she's got Milner. He's got Stormbreaker. He's got that flamboyant pose. See, that just doesn't look as cool. Like that should be bigger. I don't know why. It doesn't look the scale to him. Mjolnir looks too big for Jane. The swords look fine. See, oh yeah. You say the coat? I might steal these guns for Grifter.
Look at his look at Peter Quill's face there. He looks like
it's not good. Yeah, it's not good.
That's Seth Green is fucking Star-Lord.
That's Seth Green. You are correct. That is not Peter Quill. That's not what's his name. Jeez. All right. So what else we got here? Just getting
like, I hope she has one. Like, I did like Jane Foster. I've always liked Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, but I really hope, like, if I was a writer and I was yes, I'm listening.
Yes.
If that's in the movie, and they travel through space like that, I'm listening.
That's fun.
There's a rainbow on the bottom. Nice Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I hope Natalie Portman's like, when he first sees her, he's like, Jane? And she's like, I'm the mighty Thor, and I'm still bitchy. That's all.
That's me.
Still bitchy.
I say, Danny says he is at least much better than the Thor from the Incredible Hulk TV movies. That's fair. Hey, he's no Vincent D'Onofrio from Adventures in Babysitting, okay?
No, he's not. No, he's not. I just recently watched that. He's a dick in that movie.
He is a dick.
Yeah.
Like, thank God we got here so that Vincent D'Onofrio can be a jerk to everybody.
Yep.
So, all right. I'm not excited. I'm not excited for the movie. I like the toys. I do like the toys. Unless I win the lotto or someone pays off my credit card debt, I'm gonna have to buy that Mjolnir. That's fine. But so hey, whoever wants to throw to next credit card fund, go fund me for my credit card, because I just spent way too much on Ninja Turtles. So
NECA, they got
NECA will get you.
Yeah, it will.
I
saw the
go ahead.
Baxter Stockman 2-pack where he's a fly today.
Oh yeah.
I would have texted
that's
you. I'm out of cash, man.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so let's get into it. So
Oh,
my issue, you know, I think I don't know about you, sort of off the McFarlane train for right now. I'm not excited with a ton of stuff they got coming out because I know, but they just released a lot of Darkest Night stuff.
oh, Blackest Night. I could
Blackest
give a
Night.
shit.
So
I could give a shit about that.
I was like, does nothing for me. But what NECA's doing with the Turtle line right now, freaking psyched about. They're putting out so much stuff. So, but here, so we'll talk about like the differences between the two companies. So, one of the big things with McFarlane is, and Todd's came out and said, this is, I'm going to sell stuff that sells. I'm going to make figures that sell, right?
Yeah, I got some things I'm excited about, but they're not groups.
Right. And then, but NECA's like, oh, you want this? And plus all the other, guys that come along with it, they put out so much stuff for the Ninja Turtles just from the cartoon where I completely forgot that character even existed.
Yeah, they got Ray Fillet, don't they?
Yeah, Ray. They got the Triceratops guys. I was like, I forgot about you.
Oh man, I saw the Toads.
Frogs, yeah, the Toads. I'm like I was just I when I saw the Rat King and Burnin' 2-pack, I went, holy crap! I completely forgot you existed, and immediately took me back and I'm like, wow. And then plus they've got like 3 or 4 different versions of Bebop and Rocksteady. They got them in a pirate outfit. They got the robot versions. I'm just like, holy moly. This is why people, complain about Todd, where it's like, hey, Todd, like, we've got enough Batman. Can we possibly get some other people, But what are you gonna do? But also one of the things I really, really like that NECA does. So I pre-ordered the Turtle Van, and that was like a week and a half ago. And you know what? I've gotten 2 emails from NECA saying, hey, don't respond, but this is what this is when we're expecting to put out. And it's literally everything that's supposed to come out until like the first quarter of next year. And I'm like, and you know what I got from Target for my Grifter pre-orders? Hey, it's on back order again. Nothing from McFarlane. It's like, hey, Target's like, hey, do you still want this? I'm like, yeah, all right, might as well. But like, you ain't gonna get a single peep from the customer service at McFarlane. Not until like you're like irate and pissed off and ready to cancel. So that's one of the big things I've noticed.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little story about McFarlane that happened to me. I noticed that
Everybody gather around.
Oh, you're gonna see Nick hit the fucking ceiling right now. You're gonna see Nick hit the ceiling because if this happened to Nick, he would have called me. He would have been mad. I had to take some deep breaths and I had to calm down. And I had to tell myself, Adam, you've been collecting action figures for a long time. You have a spare.
You know the game, yeah.
Oh no, this is not part of the game. This is just because I've been in the game. So my Aquaman showed up.
Oh,
he's a great figure. I like him. He showed up without a trident.
You're right. I'd have been freaking fired up.
Yeah, missing accessories. Now there's still part of me that's like sliding my hand under the couch. Maybe it fell out. It didn't fucking fall out.
Check all the packaging. Check the boxes. Maybe it fell out in mid-transit. No, it was never there. It was never there.
But I've owned lots of Aquaman in my life, and I have a trident that fits him just fine, and I'm okay with that because I want him in my damn collection, and he's there now. And I got Swamp Thing behind him too, and all that kind of stuff. So I got a nice Justice League going. But I'm like, you guys, you fuck me every time.
So
some way, shape, or form.
Quick story. Let's go over here to King Shark. So I went to Target and picked up this guy, and I was like, yes, so excited. I got King Shark. Who doesn't love King Shark? I love King Shark. Everybody loves King Shark. And then you know what happens? His head's broken. So what happened is some douche returned his broken, because I can tell exactly what happened. Someone like broke it or took it apart. You can see the gouge marks on the bottom of the jaw where someone kept jamming it back in, broke the peg in there, and then, oh, I'm just going to return it to Target. And no Target associate's going to break it open and take a look and, even check to make sure that, taken care of. So no, yeah, when I get home, yeah, guess what? He's broken, but I'm not technically playing with him, so I'm just gonna, I put I think, is that Agent Smith's head that you gave me? So I'm just gonna very carefully place him so that he doesn't tip over and his head doesn't fall off.
Yeah.
But you
savages.
You see some horror stories on is it the McFarlane page? Usually the McFarlane page, where people will take stuff, take out the Build-A-Figure pieces, stick the guy back in, in the packaging, and they never left the toy section. They just took the Build-A-Figure pieces, and no one's the wiser, because it's Target and Walmart. No one cares. No one cares enough to care. So
to even stop somebody from
to even be like, they're like, I don't care. I see what you're doing. I still don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, Adam. How do you feel about Moon Knight?
I mean, it's fine. I like it. I don't have to do any of the work. And what I mean by that is, like, they live off of the whole, we got WandaVision coming. We've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming. We've got this coming. And we've put out all this content before, so just trust us, kind of a thing. This time they're doing the heavy lifting. They're telling the story. I mean,
I can't tell you. I do not care about these characters. Like, they try and make you care, and I'm like, I don't care.
Okay, and then I don't think we see enough Moon Knight.
Well, that's it. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'm sick of the internal fighting of basically essentially two characters in one brain. And God bless Oscar Isaac. He's doing a fantastic job. It has nothing to do. I've said this before. I love his acting. I think he's fantastic. I just think he's been given a pile of shit to freaking deal with as far as writing.
Yeah, I mean,
because the whole thing with, like, oh, the internal struggle, and now I'm Mark, and now I'm Steven, and now, oh, is there possibly a third guy? I don't know. And guess what? I don't care, because you haven't taken enough time to make me even interested in the character, because you went and you had the first episode where you had him, the poor little guy who works at the shop at the museum.
Yeah,
and there's a little bit of that, but then, like, they've just rushed through everything. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. I don't like what's going on. And then they get there, and I'm like, the last episode where, they're in this tomb, and he's like, oh, it's shaped like the Eye of Horus. I was like, how did you figure that out? Like, you were literally in this tunnel for 5 seconds. But, like, there's no way you know that. Like, I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
I haven't watched the latest episode. I don't care about spoilers, but if I was as, like, hot about the show, if I was as excited about the show, like WandaVision, I didn't miss one episode. Like, when it came out, and I was, and on my schedule, I couldn't watch it when it dropped at whatever time. But when I got home from work, I watched it. Stargirl was the same thing. Arrow, when it first came out, same thing.
Well, yeah, that, and also, hey, you're like, hey, are there any good toys, for this? I want to get some toys. I do not give two bleeps about this show. I really don't.
I need a good Moon Knight figure, but I don't want like a TV show version.
Well, that's the thing. He's such a cool, badass looking character, and then, like, You're like, this is this this is it. This is what we're doing, and I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm ready to jump off to this topic because now that you said the toys, see, shouldn't say the T word in front of me. Shouldn't say the T word in front of me. I'm like, I want to buy those Marvel Legends cell shaded animated series X-Men figures. I do. I do.
Yeah.
What, you don't like them?
I'm not. I can't do Marvel. Can't do it. Marvel does almost nothing for me right now.
It's the X-Men.
Seriously,
I finally opened them. This is the 20th anniversary Captain America.
oh, see, that one's awesome though because it's got the bullets bouncing off the shield. That's a cool figure.
Yeah, I had to have them. The color, all the paint app, and everything. And like, if you can see here, see how that's clipped on like that?
Yeah.
It flips. I'll show you this. It flips. So this way, here's the clip. You can see it that way, how it goes on his wrist.
Mhm.
But then it flips up like this. See how it's got a straight peg now?
Yeah.
And
It goes on his
there's,
back.
there's a hole for his back.
Nice.
Yeah. So
See, that's good design. That's clever.
yeah. You're really he looks fucking cool. I haven't tried this shit.
Oh, I have been amazed myself.
Yeah. And then I have the alternate, the Steve Rogers head out there. Man, Captain America's fucking awesome. That's all I got to say about that. Hey, at least
Yes.
hey, look, we live in a world that gave us good Captain America movies. I will definitely say that.
Those were always the best of the MCU movies.
The best. The best.
Even they stayed consistently the best. Even that became essentially the flagship for the MCU. It was even better. I'd say on average, they're even better than most of the Avengers movies. Consistent for quality. It's as far as quality wise and story wise.
Yeah.
I think they're far and away they were the most consistently in quality, the best that they. And I know they interjected a lot, like they did the whole Civil War storyline and everything. But yeah, I've got a lot of love for the Captain America movies. It's just on average, and that's the thing where on average, your average MCU movie kind of sucks.
Sir.
The first Iron Man, fantastic. Second one, not as good. Third one, not as good as that one.
Third one, you know how I feel about kids, man.
You love them.
No, I do. I like kids. I'm just saying, when they put a kid into a movie and they make him like the sidekick and all that kind of crap, it's like when they did added Ninja Turtles. Remember they at the later seasons they added two little kids, like Shelly and Bobby or whatever their fucking names were. I made that up.
Well, it's like you can tell exactly when Disney bought Marvel because they started interjecting crap, and you're like, oh, this is. I had to throw a kid in there. Okay, fantastic.
Damn it, yeah, and he became just too much. That was too much, and then the Mandarin, what they did with that in that movie.
Yes.
No, that movie was dog shit.
Yes. Yeah.
The only movie the only MCU movie right now, MCU movie I could say that's worse than Iron Man 3 is Ragnarok.
And that's a polarizing opinion. Well, not opinion. The movie's polarizing. So your opinion's not polarizing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Captain America Civil War.
Captain Winter Soldier is for me.
That's what I meant to say.
Oh.
What the fuck did I say that for?
Civil War's fan. Winter Soldier is. If I were to say, hey, you got to check out. Okay. If I were to say, hey, you got to check out one MCU movie, it's going to be Iron Man 1. But right after that, it's going to be Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I just think the Iron Man #1 stands by itself so well.
You know what I'd say? I'd say just treat yourself, man.
Treat yourself.
Sit down. What?
Watching Parks and Rec last night.
Watch Captain America 1, watch Captain America 2, and treat yourself.
That's right. So, let's
Captain
get into
America raises his mighty shield. Sorry.
Sorry. See, and this is where I don't want to do this, but so Adam, I think the DCEU is in a little bit of trouble. And
You're damn right it is.
It really sucks because I really thought at the beginning of 2022, this was the year that DC was gonna really make some headway, because it's kind of a light year as far as MCU movies, and I thought this was the year that they were really gonna and I don't want to use a stupid term, but like market share. They're gonna grab a little bit from Marvel. And holy crap, is this thing going to hell in a handbasket in 5 seconds?
There's a couple things they've got that are still going to be okay.
Right.
At least 2 that I can think of. I think we can count on Shazam 2 to have a good time.
Right.
I think that's going to be just fine.
But they delayed movies, so that they even took some of the win out of their own sale, and now they've got it's time to get rid of Ezra Miller, right? This has to be it.
Yeah.
I mean, and I wasn't a fan before, just based on because I did not care for him as an actor in general, as the role as Barry Allen, because I just don't think he was a very good Barry Allen. But he's got arrested again for the second time in a month. They have to cut him. They have to cut bait.
Well, I agree. And here's the thing. Do you put the movie out as is because it's done? I mean, I don't know if it's as far as like it's in the can, it's being edited.
I know.
Or
that's the crap part.
And do you spend the money that they did for, I can't remember what movie it was, but where they replaced Kevin Spacey and had another guy do all this stuff? You know what I'm talking about? Do you just do all those reshoots? I mean, you'd be talking about reshooting 90% of the movie.
Well, that's it. You got to be like, hey, we don't just need a new Flash. Hey, we got to get the whole cast back together, except for like a hand of pickup shops where, there's probably a decent amount of Michael Keaton stuff where he's by himself and you could leave that alone. But yeah, you would have to, hey, or you got to release it as is. And that's the crap part.
And you release it as is.
And you really, really got to hope people still show up and say, no, we don't care that Ezra Miller's beating up several people. That's no big deal.
Yeah, so apparently they asked him to leave. He got upset. So he must have already been upset if he was asked to leave. And he threw a chair and it hit a woman in the head.
Yeah. Standard stuff.
As you do.
As you do in Hawaii.
Right.
Which I told people before, I was like, you don't play around in Hawaii in general.
Someone made a joke about they were talking exactly what we were talking. We're talking about right now about like what do you do with them? Do you reshoot the movie? And then like what if you put it out? You can't put them on like the press junkets. Like
nope.
Because there's gonna be a reporter that comes out and says, so how was Hawaii?
Right. Yeah. And I would be that guy. I'd do that. How would you not? There's so many smart asses who have bigger shows, bigger platforms than us. I would do it. And there's a bunch of other people like, so how's it going? How'd Hawaii treat you? You only got arrested twice, man. Come on. Gotta go for the trifecta.
No, I don't know. I say scrap it. Scrap the whole thing.
Unfortunately, that's the only, I didn't even think of the press junket. Unless you literally, the only thing they could do to salvage this is you have to make it, and it already was it was a lot about Michael Keaton. You'd have to add more Michael Keaton. So it's essentially, a Michael Keaton movie now. Now it's another Batman movie. And then you could fill it in with, write them off or edit them out somehow. But I just can't imagine them completely eating an entire budget for a movie because he's a freaking moron.
Well, they are virtually a new company now. I guess that they could look at it this way: this David Zaslav guy, he's excited. He wants to steer the ship the right way. He wants to know why are we not focusing on Superman? What's going on here?
Well, it's stuff we've brought up before, where it's like you don't have the same issue that Marvel has, where you have so many properties and so many different companies' hands. You've got control of your entire universe. How are you not doing better?
Because Warner Brothers has never had faith in their properties. Never.
Yeah.
And Warner Brothers always has been this way. We make pictures. We make pictures. They have no fucking idea how to evolve and how to move forward. And then you have like Kevin Feige, who is just Kevin Feige's taught us how to do it. So there you go. Now we just need somebody a little bit like that, and this can be done. What I like about David Zaslav's quotes is that he sounds like he believes in these properties.
Well, that's the stupid thing is everybody believes in these properties. Everybody knows that you can make people show up to a Superman movie. People obviously will show up to a Batman movie. Even, hey, you don't have to have Ryan Reynolds as it. People will show up for a Green Lantern movie. People will show up for a Flash movie.
Your $1 billion movie was Aquaman. What the fuck? No one gets.
Yeah. Somehow, thanks, Jason Momoa, you made Aquaman cool. You essentially did the impossible. And you know what? All you had to do was take your shirt off.
Well, yeah, I guess you simplified it way more than I did. I figured somebody sold their soul to the devil for that one.
Sold his soul to Planet Fitness to get those abs.
Right. That joke's from Dogma.
But no, it's 100%. And so I think it was it John Campea basically saying, hey, that Kevin Feige guy, we need to go get one of those. Someone who's got a vision, who knows, hey, has a plan, and the executives at Warner Brothers, leave them alone, let them make the movies, and let's move on. Oh, hey, and by the way, I have Sauron. I'm looking at you, DC Comics. You're next. And Jim Lee, and that, a lot of people at DC Comics should be scared for their job right now, including Jim Lee.
Yeah.
No one loves, besides his wife, no one loves Jim Lee more than I do. And you know what? It's time to freaking go. It's your tenure at DC has been a disaster.
So we got like that guy, the critical thinking guy. We have Superman who's not Superman. He's not saving anybody.
No. What was the one storyline? What was he fighting? Oh, misinformation. Who the hell wants to read that book? Well, that's it. It's who, like you said, like, who's he saving? Who's he fighting? Who's his main arch rival right now? Nobody. You have him not doing anything. Comic book fans don't want to read that. They want to read good stories. That's why they're getting their ass kicked by manga. Sorry, don't want to offend anyone, but I'm an idiot, so I just say things. But like I forget, what's the one manga that's it reached the highest, it's the highest grossing graphic novel / comic book. It just beat Superman. It's literally had the same continuous story since its inception. It hasn't changed. It hasn't, gone off all these. It's had one continuous linear story the entire run.
Beats the shit out of me.
And look, I love comics and the way, hey, this guy's coming in and he's going to get, he's going to do his take on it. But you have just so many hands in the pot that have changed it over so long, you don't even know what the characters are like anymore. And it's not good. And DC is in for a major overhaul. And I think the average comic book fan is kind of going, good. Let's do that. Let's start from scratch. Let's do the combination of the New 52 and DC Rebirth. Well, let's freaking do it right this time.
Yeah, I never understood the hate on the New 52. I mean, to a certain extent, I did, and that's only in hindsight. I enjoyed it. I collected the fuck out of that stuff. You're frozen. I don't know if you know.
I'm good. I still hear you, so we're still going. So
yeah, but
as
I
long as
mean,
you hear me.
I hear you. Yeah. But are you frozen on your monitor too?
Nope.
Oh, there
So-
you're back.
But
Kinda.
that's the reason I really like the New 52, and it's honestly something I think comic book companies should do more often, because I really like the idea of the New 52 where we go, we're stopping and we're completely restarting. We're starting anew with everything.
Yeah.
And I think I think now you can say, well, too many characters got changed and this got changed and this got changed. Yes, I'm sorry if if the character's not the same from the 40s as it is today.
Not really though. That didn't really happen. Like people, you know what
But
people were
that
upset
was
about?
that was one of a lot of people's biggest complaints is some things were changed, and you know how it is. People don't like change in general. So
I agree, but you know what? The core of the characters weren't really changed. That not maybe a little, like Superman was a little darker because he had a different history, a little bit of a different history. But it was like things that people read that were canon wasn't canon anymore. Like the Supergirl, Death of Supergirl, all that. Well, that had been gone a while. But anything that they read from like the 90s all the way through to 2011 basically was gone. You know what I mean? All that history. So, but it was fine. I'm still resentful that the New 52 Superman is dead. That's fucking dumb. Do you know who Superman is in the comics right now? Do you know how that worked out through DC Rebirth? Nick, I'm glad you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
we're doing an Adam Fireside chat. Let's go.
So it's been so long, I don't remember how, but fucking New 52 Superman, who was a good Superman, a really cool Superman, he was Superman, died. And somehow Superman from the other storyline, the one that everybody grew up reading or whatever, was still alive in the New 52, but he was in hiding. He let this Superman be Superman. He grew a beard and he was raising his son, but he just felt obligated to go be Superman again when the other Superman died. Therefore, he was still married to Lois and all this kind of stuff. And you want to know what happened to New 52 Lois Lane? So do I.
All right, but let's get to a DC story that I'm actually pretty intrigued by, and I just came across it today because I love pretty much anything that's DC Black Label. I'm probably going to give it a shot. I really like this Aquaman's Adults Only series releases an absolutely stunning promo. This is from CBR.com. So Aquaman Andromeda, it's an upcoming 3-issue DC Black Label series that reimagines King of Atlantis with an eerie thalisk. Is that a word?
Thalisk.
Thalisk veneer.
Thalassic.
Thalassic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never used that word. So received a new trailer that shows off the series' gorgeous artwork posted on the DC Twitter account. Trailer offers a glimpse at the immense underwater environments drawn by artist Christian Ward, who did Suicide Squad and Invisible Kingdom, as well as Aquaman's new Greco-Roman inspired look, according to writer Ram V. Ram V, I'm a big fan of Ram V and what he's doing on Swamp Thing and talking about thinking critical. He thinks Ram V is kind of a very much up and coming superstar in the making. So, and from what I've read, I'm not going to disagree with that, but I think this is a very cool story that's going to be coming out soon. Adam, what do you think?
I'm in. I'm in for it. I mean, I want to read it. I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna buy it, but I'll read it on the app when it comes out. But yeah,
Yeah.
no.
The
I mean,
only thing I hope it move, because one of the things I absolutely love is the Swamp Thing Green Hell. But dude, that was supposed to come out February or March, and I'm still waiting on the second issue of that. So I
yeah.
love,
Well,
like I said, I love the DC Black Label stuff, but man, you gotta get it out a little bit quicker, guys.
well, there's some shakeups going on over there, so
Right. So also, Aquaman Andromeda reinvents Arthur Curry as a new force the world has yet to encounter, and the book's vast ocean setting promises to play with themes of pressure and cosmic horror. So I wonder if I can play this real quick without getting too much trouble.
Aquaman Andromeda follows the story of a
God, that art
crew
looks fantastic.
been sent in to investigate a unidentified object.
So that's Ram B. So yeah, dude, I think that looks fantastic art. I don't know why I like that weird kind of watercolor type style, but I do. I'm a fan of that stuff.
looks gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a win. I'm gonna call that that's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you want to get the whole story on that, yeah, go watch the trailer on. I think I saw it on Instagram, or it's also on obviously on Twitter. So go check that out. Holy shit, that looks good. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm good. That's gonna be I have to tell the boys at the comic shop to go grab that one for me. So, all right, Adam. So I sent you a couple stories here, so let's see what else we got here.
Lightning round. Don't care about Aqualad or Shirley Theron. Sorry.
Lightning round. So Aqualad, he's gay, he's getting a show. Charlize Theron is producing it. Constantine, J. Abrams. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Aqualad, why? He gives a fuck.
I don't know why they can't even do a decent anything show. I'm not sure why. Hey, let's in Aqualad. Anybody? No. Okay, let's move on.
Like the guy who plays Robin in Titans, like he's awesome, but it wouldn't have worked if the show was Robin. It had you needed the Titans to make that show work.
Yeah. So
okay, sorry, I had to be stupid for a minute. Why?
No, it's exactly. So Constantine, J.J. Abrams is finally supposedly making a little bit headway for his Dark Justice League, and he started off with Constantine. Now, hold on, let me see if I can pull up the story. But I'm not gonna look. I'm not new to this world, so I'm not gonna get upset that he wants to cast a black guy in the lead. That doesn't bother me. But but the thing that did bother me was basically J.J. Abrams involved. Okay, so DC. All right, so let me pull this up real quick. But basically, it sounds like it's going to be a more like the show Supernatural instead of Constantine. So, all right, so DC's Constantine reboot gets an early synopsis as new casting details emerge. And here's the other thing. Constantine is a beloved figure by several people. So when you mess with him, like a lot of people still don't like Keanu Reeves because he's not blonde or British. So,
I cast a spell.
Whoa, dude. So let's do this properly. So, all right. So we're still on CBR. So this article is from Samuel Gelman. Development on HBO Max's and DC Comics' upcoming Constantine series appears to be revving up as the series is reportedly beginning to cast its main characters. According to Night Edge Media, the drama, which is operating under the working title Chimney, is looking to cast 2 Cambodian actors for the roles of Akara and Pitch. So Akara is a female 10-year-old of Cambodian heritage. Pitch is male 60-plus years old of Cambodian heritage. So while it is possible that these will be the final names of the characters when the series premieres on HBO Max, production offers fake names and early casting of to avoid leaks. Production is set to begin this September and run through February 2023 in both the UK and Morocco. Actors and agents are also being sent the following logline for the series. The series blends urban action, body horror, and the supernatural on the streets of modern-day London. It follows a young man whose entire world is upended when a chance encounter with a young girl pulls him into the dark and treacherous world of the occult. So while the supernatural show looks for its Akara and Pitch, it appears it has already found its titular anti-hero. The Huntsman, Winter's War, and Gangs of London star, I'm gonna butcher this so hard, Sope Dirisu is set to star as the eccentric warlock. It was previously reported that the production was looking for a BIPOC actor for the lead role. So I know POC is person of color. I'm not sure what the BI means. Is depicted. Constantine is depicted as a blonde white man in the DC comic universe. If confirmed, Dirisu would be the third actor to portray John Constantine in live action. Obviously, we mentioned Keanu Reeves before. Matt Ryan starred in NBC's short-lived Constantine series. So, but also it basically says there was another article I read. It's gonna tone down the religious, the heaven and hell part, and mainly just focus on the occult. So I'm like, okay, so now you've gutted a good portion of the character, and then you change the race. So why are we even calling this Constantine? It sounds like
all you need now is like
supernatural.
All you need now is like he chews a lot of Wrigley's gum. He doesn't smoke.
Right, right. Well, it's like, hey, we're doing a Batman movie, except he's more like a dog. He's not from, and he's not. It's more dog man. He's from Chicago, and we're not going to focus.
Nice parents.
Yeah, and he's not a really good detective. He more just delivers pizza. So let's do a show. Why just change so much? And then this is where people get frustrated. It's like, why even bother with the show if you're not going to stick to any aspect of anything? So
they want the name, and look, this is my hot take on Constantine live action. I like Constantine. I think he's a cool character. I like the Justice League Dark.
Yes.
I like Zatanna, but they're not going to. I don't know. I have no faith in J.J. Abrams. But all of that said, that business that's like on that corner, and you go there, and maybe they sell pizza, okay, and it's really good pizza, and you kind of forget about it for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you turn around and it's like, oh, they went out of business, and then something else opens up there, and now they're not selling pizza, now they're selling shoes. And you're like, well, it's good to see, local people, and then, a couple of years go by, and then you look over there and you're like, damn, that thing's a Domino's now. And well, now Domino's moved down the street. And now it's some kind of billiard. It's that business that's in that one location that just can't stay open.
Right.
That's how I feel about live action Constantine.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about DC in general. So, well, whatever. But all right.
Okay.
Adam.
So if that's DC in general, then Marvel is Walmart.
It is. It's like, hey, we got a bunch of crap. Yeah, remember that cool store that you used to go to that was just like a mom and pop shop. We bought that out. We threw a bunch of crap, their images and t-shirts. It's over there, whatever. We threw their names on everything and we've moved on. So, all right. So all right, Ed, let's get into what we're reading and watching here. What do you got?
I binged watched the entire second season of Russian Doll last night.
Oh yeah, I've heard good things about that show.
Season 2 was strange. It was kind of crazy because I've always liked Tasha Leon.
Yeah,
I think that's how you say. I've always liked her. I thought she was real super pretty in whatchamacallit, Detroit Rock City.
Yep.
She was the Stella, remember? And that was like the first time I ever heard of her, and I don't know. Oh, yeah, and then I think she was in Can't Hardly Wait, right? Wasn't she in Can't Hardly Wait?
She's in a lot of stuff. She's also in Orange Is the New Black.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, she's just been somebody of our generation. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of funny how I started. I think I watched Russian Doll while I was laid off for the pandemic or something, and I really liked it. And then I had to wait 2 more years to see the second season, and I was like, all right, I'm halfway through it. I should go to bed. Nah, I'm going to watch the whole thing. So I watched the whole thing, and instead of, well, I'm not going to give away spoilers. Check it out. If you are a fan of the first season of Russian Doll, you really got to see this. It's pretty cool. There's a lot more smoking in it than there was in the first season. So there's your spoiler. I was like, oh God, man, I'm gonna go buy a pack of cigarettes. Stop, stop. So yeah, watch Russian Doll, and I still want to finish the Dave Englehart or Steve Englehart run on Batman from the 70s. I haven't started anything else since last week. It's just been crazy. Let me see if I can give you guys a little treat here. But you go ahead and I'll see if I can find something to pull up for these guys real quick. Oh, actually, here it is. And then I could screen share if you like, because this is
We'll give it a shot.
really, yeah. Let me just go back here.
So, but I finished up the 4th season of Yellowstone. Golly, I love that show. That show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things about Yellowstone.
it's one of the few shows there's next to no shows on network TV that I go, oh, I need to sit down and watch that. No, Yellowstone's the closest thing that I've got to an actual show that's sort of on, even though I think it streams also on Paramount. But yeah, it's the only closest thing to a network show that I go, yeah, that's appointment viewing right there. So,
Isn't that the one with Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner, who I don't know if I've seen anyone age more gracefully than that man. I was just watching the show last night. I was like, even his wrinkles are awesome. Like, he's just got those wrinkles from like squinting at the sun too long. I was like, I hope to age nearly as gracefully as that man. So
that's funny. I'm really trying hard for you here, guys.
No problem. So also, Adam, how do you feel about Flashpoint Beyond?
I think it's a dumb idea.
Okay.
And I don't mean to generalize it that way. It's just, come on. I mean,
No,
well, wait a minute.
I understand.
I take that back. Let me go back over here to you guys. Did you start reading it?
I read it.
Oh, wait a minute. You read it. Is that out?
Flashpoint Beyond issue 0 is out.
Okay. Well, okay. Let me take back what I just said. If this rights the ship, I'm all in.
Yeah, so it's pretty fantastic, actually. Okay, easy with the fantastic. So,
it's Jeff Johns.
It's Jeff Johns. The art is spotty because it's Jeff Johns and Eduardo Risso. So the art it's okay. It's not great. Certain spots it's better than others. But they kind of do like, so you got Batman who is kind of sitting there with like a he's literally going like checking off things because he knows something's wrong. And so he's with, is it Mimic or Mime?
Oh, mime. Oh, whoa, wait, from Watchmen?
So
From Doomsday Clock?
yeah.
Yeah, it would be mime.
Yeah. So Mime.
Oh, now I really want to read it.
So he starts off with them, and then he's basically getting like it looks like just a snow globe, and then it goes to, hey, you're over in the Flashpoint universe. So you've got Thomas Wayne, obviously, as the Batman, and he's very much, like, hey, this ain't right. It's like this is not supposed to be. So he basically kidnaps Barry Allen. He's like, hey, Barry Allen, I know you're just the average guy who's got both parents, but I'm gonna kidnap you and I'm gonna do terrible stuff to you to try and make you the Flash.
Oh my god.
It's awesome because if you think Bruce Wayne, normal Batman, is kind of crazy with a sociopath, wait, as Jack Napier says, wait till they get a load of me, baby, because he is an absolute psycho sociopath. Where it's like, I'm going to do this because the world's in trouble, but I know you don't want it, but guess what? It's gonna happen anyway. So
And this is mime.
no, it was Thomas Wayne kidnapped Barry Allen.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
So yeah, he kidnaps Barry Allen. He's like, hey, guess what? We're gonna try and make you the Flash. So, and he's like, the who? The what? He's like, don't worry about it. So,
And so basically, he's trying to reboot a reality, right?
right. He's trying to basically make a Flash to fix his universe. Let's just say it doesn't go according to plan.
All right, I'll check it out. I'm
that's
sold. I'm sold.
I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and say I know a ton about Flashpoint. I did watch the animated version, so I have a good inkling, but you really get to dive into that world. So, it's definitely a good first installment. Like here's the panel here with Thomas Wayne getting Barry Allen. He smush him against the glass. He's gonna stab him in the back with the. It's like, hey, Mr. Wayne, and don't worry, I'm gonna. Oh, you're kidnapped now. So, yeah. So, like I said, doesn't exactly go according to plan. You've got Harvey Dent, who is not Two-Face. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'll just say it sets up a lot of interesting things. Like Thomas Wayne might be getting his own Robin. We'll see. And it's sort of a character, so
Tell me
definitely it's Harvey Dent's kid.
Harvey Dent had a kid? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because Harvey Dent gets wait, hold on. I made a video.
Spoiler.
See what happens when I'm in charge of things? Nonsense happens.
Nothing happened.
Well, you didn't see it. Hold on, I'll play it again.
Spoiler.
Did you see it?
I saw spoilers. You've been warned.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Good joke, Nick.
So,
oh, wait, I made a video. I was like, well, I think we got more technical problems.
it's like, oh no. So, yeah, so I'm not going to spoil everything, but a big spoiler. So, Harvey Dent dies. And so now he and his wife is already dead. So now we have an orphan.
Gilda.
And so we have Thomas Wayne looking at a little orphan kid saying, So you know what's going to happen.
Yep. That orphan kid's going to become Robin.
Robin, maybe Blue Jay. I don't know. We'll
Maybe
see.
Blue Jay. They already got a bluebird. Harper Row.
Oh, well, yeah, a pigeon. I don't know. What's another bird? Common bird. So,
I do have the comic art up if you'd like to see it.
yeah, let's
So-
give it a shot. If it crashes the system, it crashes the system. 'Cause
All
we're already
right.
running technology, so
All
this will
right.
be more of an audio podcast for you guys.
So we're going to do this. And can you see me and all that stuff? Here we go. All right. What do you see?
There we go.
Okay, so this is the first appearance of Rupert Thorne from Batman the Animated Series. This was one of the early dark takes on the character.
Sorry. Your video froze and you look terrified.
Really?
You're all bug-eyed.
There we
Oh
go.
no!
Let's try this. Okay, do you see Rupert Thorne again?
Yeah.
All right, so this is an artist named Marshall Rogers and writer Steve Englehart. You've heard me talk about Steve Englehart a bunch of times. His Dark Detective is amazing. It's not the same thing as that toy that came out. But you can see, like, in the background, you got that smokiness, and they're all having a meeting here, a mob meeting. They basically decide that the Batman's got to die, and he's never leaned on us before. So I'm going to kind of take you through here until we see Marshall Rogers. Like, this is his Batman here. He's listening. I can get in. Oh, here we go. He's in the chimney, listening to the whole thing, and a little something kind of shakes, and they go, "Hey, who is this? I don't see nothing, boss." And then he's up on the roof, and he's like, "I just couldn't hold it any longer. That was too close. I have to admit it." He says, he's not to his full strength, so he was in a fight before, so he's all bandaged up, So this is the human Batman,
Right.
Fighting phosphorus or whatever. And then I'm gonna take you through these panels here. He's swooping into the Batmobile. They've got that sleek Batmobile that I always liked. It's almost like Pattinson's muscle car. I think that they borrowed a lot from that.
Yeah.
You can see this here. So, like, look, Gotham City looks like a real city. All this kind of stuff. I think that's Wayne Tower in the distance. So he's got a little garage here because he lives in Wayne Tower in the 70s. And it's the wall, so you can kind of see. This is his interaction with Alfred. There's your Bruce Wayne.
Right.
This is what he looked like.
Looks like a guy. Looks like an average guy, not on steroids.
Exactly. This is the Batman stuff that I like to. I love looking at this. Like, look at that face right there. You know what I mean?
It
looks.
great.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's clean. It's nice.
Exactly, and he talks like a normal person too. He's distant, but he's not abusively distant. He's not villainized, And they got so listen. He's calling his girlfriend Silver St. Cloud, which I wish they never would have got rid of, but whatever. He's got to cancel tonight, and here she is in bed.
That sounds like a porn star name, and she looks like a porn star, but fantastic.
Yeah, silver hair. She's got cigarettes, an ashtray, sitting right there. She's on that classic phone. She comes from a rich family too, and
they named her kid Silver. I hope so.
Right. So she suspects and then figures out that Bruce Wayne is Batman at one point, and I won't go into all of that. I do want to show you. I mean, this stuff is just gorgeous looking. But I want to show you this panel here. Where Marshall Rogers, he realizes he's a prisoner in this place he went to go get help from, and it's like, well, you imprisoned the wrong fucking guy, dude.
Messing with the wrong man.
That's right. So he brought his suit. He's got a suitcase for his suit just in case of an emergency, and
excuse me, I'll whip this out.
Right. This is him getting ready. This is like, hey, I'm gonna wear this to the medical exam, but it's always around. You know, this is Batman right here. This is
Right.
what you saw in the Batman, where he would stuff the fucking suit in the wall or whatever. You know what he had to do, or he had it in a backpack. And then there you go. And thus born this weird figure of the dark, this Avenger of evil, the Batman. And this is what I like about Marshall Rogers' Batman. And Neil Adams is a little cleaner, a little, but similar. So yeah, there's like 6 of these issues. I've read issue 1 and 2, and I really like the '70s stuff.
No,
I
it's
really do.
fantastic.
Yeah. So
All right. And I picked up, it was on Comixology, but now it's on paper.
yeah, tell us everything about that. Tell me everything about that.
First of all, this book is thick. It's like, oh yeah. So this is the first issue of We Have Demons from Scott Snyder and Greg Pulo. So it's done by chapters. And
Get
have
out
you
of town.
have
That's
you
awesome.
ever seen the movie Frailty?
I have not.
It's a okay. I don't know why I'm using the word fantastic. It's a great movie. It's very underrated. It's got Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey and Powers Booth. But and it kind of reminds me of the story where it's got this little girl, and it's great because it's got like cliffhangers. And I love the way they do cliffhangers because the first couple pages are like, hey, my dad, I love my dad. I'm a daddy's girl. And by the way, my dad, he chops my arm off. And you're like, what the hell am I reading?
Wow.
But it turns out she got bit by a rattlesnake and her arm is literally like rotting. So she chopped it off because, whatever. So, and it's a nice story where her dad, he knows a guy, not entirely sure, they haven't elaborated on that, but basically, so he's basically helps makes and customizes her prosthetic arms for her. So that's one of the things that they do. He's also a preacher, but she also knows he's got it. He's doing he's got a double life. He's got something else going on because he goes through like his calendar and like for months at a time it says hell, hell, hell. So so she's like, well, she obviously thinks it's figurative, no way dad's just in hell, but turns out her dad is actually a demon hunter, and she doesn't find this out until much later in life when she's an adult. And then she sort of takes up the mantle. There's actually a doorway to hell. That's kind of funny. It's a really cool book. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of, and it really it reminds me of the movie Frailty, but like there's a whole team of angels and demon hunters, and there's this really interesting world that they're building. Very excited. So originally the comic starts off where she's kind of talking to her neighbors, and guess what? They're demons. So she goes, she kills her neighbors, and Greg Capullo's artwork is fantastic. I love it. And then
Tell me
you
about
meet
it.
Her dad's fellow demon hunter, Gus. So a lot of fun. So let me apologize. I didn't introduce the characters. So oh, that's right. Her name is Dilla because her dad called her Armadillo because she always was trying to armor herself socially. So he calls her Dilla. So that's our protagonist. And now we have our buddy Gus along, who's actually a demon who actually is going to start helping her in the demon hunting. So I know this came out on Comixology. This is actually a Dark Horse book. I'm still happy to see Dark Horse is still around. But like I said, it's kind of a double comic, but the later part of it is much more. It actually it's got like almost kind of like behind the scenes stuff, where it's kind of got the script laid out.
Oh, cool.
So that's kind of fun.
That when I got to see the Snyder Capullo panel at Comic-Con in October, they talked about this, and
Yeah. Well, that was one of the big hits for Comixology is because that's been out on there for a while. But
yeah, I know. I just never. Yeah.
same. Well, it's I'm getting into because now since I've got Prime, I can go on to Comixology and there's a lot of stuff I can read for free. But man, there's still nothing like getting a comic in your hand. I still love it.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's just it's for the sake of space, room, and moving for me.
Right.
That I don't, if I hit my forever home,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't ever have to move again.
So I also picked up issues 4 and 5 of Gunslinger Spawn. This story is a lot of fun. That's alternate cover, I guess. So Gunslinger is dealing with Clown, and Clown is trying to recruit Gunslinger to help him take over and defeat Spawn. Let's just say it doesn't go well. And one of the nice things about this is completely different Spawn, completely different power set. So you're still finding out what powers he develops, and it's a lot of fun.
So let me ask a question about Gunslinger Spawn. Does the book take place in modern day and he's still alive, or does this take place back in the 1800s?
It takes so actually these issues are kind of like on I want to say it's modern day as far as the comics goes because Gunslinger's also in Scorched, and that takes place in modern day, which I also read a few of those. But yeah, everything. But the Gunslinger Spawn, he kind of that's the new Scorched there. He's kind of like in Clown's universe. He's kind of got like a little pocket universe, so that's kind of where he's been the last few issues. But as far as him being in Scorch is modern day. So
okay,
but that's also part of his thing. He wants to get home. He don't like modern day. He wants to get back to the 1800s, and that's one of the reasons he's dealing with Clown, because Clown is saying, "Hey, I can get you back to where it all started before everything kind of went to hell." Haha.
right.
So
right.
dude, I read it. So I have been reading Constantine Hellblazer.
Oh, you've been busy.
I have been busy. And I also got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles City at War Part 1 that I picked up off of Amazon. And holy moly, this thing beat the hell. Like, it's literally I got it from the Carver Branch, Austin Public Library. This thing is beat.
It's got character.
It's got more than character, my friend. It's got stains. It's got creases. Yeah, I got it good for a good price. So
It's awesome.
I don't think we'll have time for it today, but one thing that we are going to try and start doing on the show, and I don't know, Adam, what do you think we should call it? Because I have an idea. What do you think we should call what we're going to start doing?
The readings, you mean?
Yeah. I was thinking about calling it Enhanced Comics.
Enhanced Comics. Okay. I was something that just kind of
I didn't think too hard about it.
Like, yeah, I didn't either, but I just thought of it now, like a match across my head was like just comic book theater.
There you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take exactly what we said. We're going to take I don't think we've decided what books we want to do, but we're going to do books that we like, or maybe even panels that we just really like, or comic books are kind of special to us or that we just really like, and we're going to reenact them. And I'm working on one, so some are going to be done with post, so hopefully have a little bit more production value. Others we're going to do right on the fly and just trying to have a lot of fun with them. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. Be something that, like I said, we are the Escape Podcast, so hopefully we'll give you something to escape a little bit more into. So
now you've reached the part of the show where you find out how Nick is kind of like the boss, and he's telling you stuff that we have had no conversations about at all. I'm sitting here thinking we're just going to do it on the fly. It's going to be easy breezy. He's talking about production value. We're going to have it in post, and I'm I'm in, but I didn't get invited.
I've got spare time. So I'll tell you right now, the one issue I'm working on is it was Grifter issue 3 from I think 96 to 97. Okay. No one cares about this book, no one at all, except for me. And so it's just one of those, hey, in my spare time, I'm just working on it.
So what are you working on?
Let's see if I can do it without crashing our system.
Well, you could just explain. I mean,
so taking the comic, reading it, but trying to do, as many doing voices as much as I can.
So you are doing that.
Yes, but
right.
Yeah, and it's not to, but like I said, so there are certain comics, like I said, that I just kind of want to see what we could do. So,
do you want to do a dry run of something right now?
Not really, because it's getting late, and I'm already. So
he's already in trouble.
Yeah, I'm getting into the where I might be getting in trouble. So.
Oh, she's a sweetheart though. She loves
she's amazing, but she's also
scared. She's also what?
She's also hungry. Oh, so
I was gonna say, well then, yeah, because I'm scary when I'm hungry. I was like, she also scares you.
Yeah, she does scare me.
What does that George Carlin say? Always be something to the provider of thy nookie. However that went. He was trying to talk about the 10 Commandments. Don't piss off your significant other. Okay, so Leia, let's see what you're doing there. You frozen?
Yeah, it's a little too much for the system, but
okay.
Oh, but so I'm trying to do cheesy accents, which it's kind of ridiculous because like I start off as one type of accent for one guy, and I completely change. Like he's got like 4 different accents by the time it's done. But yeah. So we'll see how it goes. So some will be for, and once again, I didn't really discuss this with Adam, but I thought it was just a good idea, so I was just going to go ahead and do one.
I'm not offended, man. Yeah, I'll do one too.
But it's just more for content, so that we can have. One we'll do for the podcast, and also ones that we can just put out as episodes for the channel, so you can just listen to just the comic instead of having to sit through a podcast to get to one. So, but yeah, so that's one of the things that we're gonna be working on. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And if you guys want us to actually do a comic, please drop us either a comment on Instagram or on Facebook, or on this video as to what comic you'd like us to try. So, and yes, we'll do the girl voices. Please just don't do anything with too much of different ethnicities, because I don't want to get in trouble.
Well, maybe do it professionally. I mean,
No, and that's the thing. It is. We are not professional voice actors. It'll be strictly for fun and entertainment value. So, please don't get offended.
The best way to do that with like an accent, like if you had to do, a voice
Kato?
like, huh?
Like Kato.
Kato. Oh yeah, never mind. I fucked it. Don't listen to me. I was just gonna say, read the words. If the words are in the accent, then do the accent. But
yeah,
So,
like I said, we're just going to try and have fun with it. And
is that what Bruce Lee sound. I didn't sound like him, but I tried. That was what I'm saying. Like, I know I fucked it up. Like, hello, Robin. Hello, Robert. You know, something like that.
So, well, like I said, it's just for fun, and we'll see how it goes. And you know what? Screw it. As long as we're having fun, that's what it's about.
That's
So,
right. If I hit you and you die, I could go to jail. If anybody hits anybody and they die, they go to jail. It's called involuntary manslaughter, you idiot. Did you ever see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
yes, yeah.
That's that was
So,
funny.
all right, Adam. I think it's time to wrap it up. So, any final words?
Well, y'all seen the man at the liquor store begging for your change. The hair on his face, dirty dreadlocks, full of mange. Let's give him some money.
Thanks, Whitey Ford.
Otherwise, yeah, singing the blues.
So, all right. So, just want to thank you guys for watching. Go check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We are at The Escape Podcast on Facebook, _escape_podcast on Instagram. And obviously, we are on The Escape Podcast on YouTube. Not The Escape Podcast. We are The Escape Podcast. So, you would like to help us out, give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. Or if you just want to get a hold of us, like I said, hit us up on Facebook or Instagram. So,
Hey, my phone number is 555.
555-123-4567. So, but other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
We love you, folks. Thank you for letting us do this.
Good night, America.